Hey everybody, Jay here. Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'm going to show you a little bit of my past. I still am, but I was a full-time mechanic back in the day, and I had a 1973 Datsun 240C I did a restoration on. I'm going to show you how I went from this, and through lots of hard work and time, money, and energy, ended up at this. So if you want to see me walk and narrate the process, I don't have much video, just have a lot of still photos. But anyways, I think you guys will enjoy it, so stick around and check out this restoration I did a few years back. Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Here we go. So 1973 Datsun 240Z. I bought this 3 days before Christmas back in, I think it was 2012. Here's some pictures of us skidding it on a car trailer. We bought it in the middle of Massachusetts somewhere. Here's a picture of me finally getting it home. All four wheels were locked up, as you can see the wheel dolly there. Here's coming up a picture of the inside. It had a small quote-unquote racing wheel. Car was super neat, super clean. Like you said, it had the opposite flip hood, which was pretty neat. Here's a picture of it outside the next day, a little bit more clear. But anyways, the condition of the car, as you can see here, the guy I bought it from primed it and then let it sit in his wet basement. So as you can see, the oxidation and the rust pulled through the primer that was already on there. So it's such a shame that he didn't finish what he was doing. As you can see here, it was pretty much in rough shape. I mean, here's a picture of me in my buddy's truck. He came over to help for the day, but the car itself was in pretty solid shape. It was mostly surface stuff. Another 5 years from now, all that rust would have been probably paper thin. So as you see here, I just popped the wheel off just to check out the braking system. Obviously just rusted from sitting, but everything looked good. As you can see, it looked clean. There was some rust holes, as you could see, like right here. This was on one of the rockers. Another hood picture here of the hood flipped up. I actually sanded it down all the way down to bare steel. I mean, you should have seen this thing shine in the sun. You could see the difference here between the hood and the fender wall there. So here's a picture up on the ramps. We sandblasted it. As you can see, I had the hand sandblasted right there. I taped all the glass, buttoned up all the openings, and we sanded it down, and we sandblasted the whole car back down to bare steel so we could see what was going on. We got rid of any Bondo that was on there. I stripped it down literally to factory steel. As you can see here, there's some photos of it. The interior was all right. It was missing the AC console. Here's a picture coming up of the motor. It was a 2.4 liter straight six with 2 Jag carbs on the side of it, so that was pretty neat. Here's a shot of the other side. Super easy to work on. All the only thing on the right side was the spark plugs and oil filter. Here's another picture here of the whole front of the car sanded and sandblasted. Couple pitting spots in the metal. The metal on these cars were super thin. Oh my goodness, it was like my buddy's a professional welder. Even he had a hard time welding these all up. These were all cut out. I cut all these out, and I had my buddy came over and he welded and repaired it. A couple things we Bondoed, but other than that, we pretty much did. Like there was Bondo packed in there, so I just kind of re-Bondoed that and filled it in. Here you can see they tried to braze on. It looks like the car got bumped from behind. Nothing total damaging, but we got a ton of parts with this thing. As you can see, we got 2 doors here. Coming up here, this next picture, we had drive shafts, wings, we had brake boosters. The amount of parts I got with this car were crazy. Door panels, as you can see here. I actually got motor. I got a motor and tranny yep right here. That was another 240 motor with a 4-speed transmission. So as you can see here, just literally a ton of parts we got with this. As you can see, here's another transmission. There's 2 more doors next to it. Literally, if I had another shell, I could build the car, literally. So coming up here, next photo, this is when I had it all primed, and I sprayed it with a high build self-etching primer. As you can see, I had cardboard and masking tape, and after I sanded it down, I wiped the frame down and then literally rolled it out, as you can see, into the shade here. This was at my dad's house at his garage, and literally sprayed it in the shade with some Eastwood high build self-etching primer. And then we did, for the piece of resistance there, we did a rat rod red, which was a matte finish. It wasn't a gloss because the body wasn't perfect on this thing, so I wanted to do a matte finish. So same thing, we had it all cardboard and taped up. We used the Eastwood, I think it was Rat Rod Red, Eastwood, I don't know, I'll try to find a photo of it, but we taped around the windshield, we sprayed the whole car, just some more photos of it coming up. Here's a picture of the battery box. Usually those rotted off in the cars, but as you can see, super solid. Here's another picture of the engine with the fresh paint on the fenders. The car was a super fun restoration. I had an absolute ball working on it. So here's another shot of the motor. So now coming up, the brake system. We redid the whole brake system with .5 conversion. All new lines, all new master cylinders, brake calipers, all that stuff. We did front to back brakes because the whole system was frozen, seized up. It was absolute junk. So here's just some more photos of it. This was before the YouTube channel. This was before, I wish I videoed this whole thing. Wow, what a series that would have been. But this was way before I even had any glimmer of doing a YouTube channel, but I just discovered all these photos again, and I just wanted to share my project. This was the spare tire holder. These were known to rot, and I couldn't believe how solid this car was. Again, here's another photo. We got a new gasket for the rear hatch. Coming up, here's another photo of the side of the car. We had all the rocker repair, so it looked really good. The exhaust, this was great. We did a stainless 3.5 inch. It had quote unquote true duals on it, so there's a photo coming up which will show you. But we did I think it was 2.5 inch straight pipe to the muffler that you just saw. There's a picture of just the frame, nice and solid, nice and clean, no rot holes, no nothing. These cars were notorious for rotting. Let me see if you can see in this next photo here. Yeah, see the true duals there? It had a 6-into-2 headers, so we merged them in right there. Yeah, we merged them into I think it was 2.5 inch stainless all the way out the back. So the car sounded absolutely awesome. I wish I had some audio of it, but I don't. Here's just a picture of the rebuilt door panels. Here's that aftermarket Datsun wheel. It's definitely a lot shorter, smaller than the factory wood wheel. Just a picture of the dash, again missing the whole AC console, 4-speed. The car was so much fun. Uncracked dash. These are all things that anybody who's ever restored cars knows it's a pain in the butt. So the dashboard wasn't cracked, which is amazing. Usually they're paper thin and usually they crack. But again, another picture of the motor, brand new battery, all new cooling, thermostat, water pump, everything. Basically we did everything but overhaul the engine. So here's a picture on the trailer when I sold it. That was the final picture I took of the car. Had the badges on the side. Here's a picture of me and my sister when we were going for a ride in it. She took the photo. This was years ago. And here's just these were the selling photos I did. As you can see here, I had it all finished. The car looked awesome. The car flew. It handled. It was so much fun. So I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This is just a final shot of the car overview. So much fun. I enjoyed every second of it. I wish I had another project like this, but I don't have the time right now. But anyways, I just wanted to share with you what we got going on. So really appreciate you guys watching. I want to share with you something special. Here is the original wood steering wheel that was on the car. Like I showed you in the beginning, it had an aftermarket steering wheel on it. I held on to this as a little token, a little piece of memory from that car. So this is the original wood steering wheel from the 1973 Datsun 240Z I did the restoration on. So I just want to share that video with you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I did this restoration about probably 6 years ago. It was before the Homestead, before the YouTube channel. So I dug up some old photos of it. I hope you guys enjoy. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you have one of these cars, let me know. I drove that thing about probably 500 miles and then I sold it. So ended up selling it for $8,000. Just the way it sat on the trailer there. I sold it for $8,000. I paid $1,000 for it. So I made some money on it, but it took a ton of time. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think. Leave some comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one.